90-Day Fiancé. Jasmine Pineda and Gino Palazzolo's intimacy problems were even worse than they seemed. What went wrong? As the marriage of 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, stars Jasmine Pineda and Gino Palazzolo unravels due to intimacy problems. Jasmine's latest revelations show the extent of the damage to their relationship. Jasmine and Gino appeared to have a healthy and adventurous sex life while filming 90-Day Fiancé. However, the couple repeatedly argued about their lack of intimacy on the show. During the 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Season 8 Tell-All, Jasmine shared how bad their relationship has gotten. 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, showed Jasmine and Gino's life as newlyweds shortly after their wedding. Jasmine was acclimating to life in Michigan, having left her home in Panama to marry Gino. She and Gino were eager to start a family, and their marriage seemed strong from the start. However, throughout the season, Jasmine and Gino turned against each other. When the tell-all was filmed, they could barely be in the same room without fighting. Jasmine and Gino's relationship first begins to weaken due to Jasmine's resentment of being dependent on Gino. Under the K-1 visa, Jasmine couldn't work or drive in the United States. She was fully reliant on Gino, but he was not always willing to provide the support she needed. Gino complained about having to drive Jasmine to the gym. Jasmine also accused Gino of financially controlling her, claiming she had no access to his money. As 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Season 8 was nearing its end, the topic of Jasmine's permanent residency paperwork came up. Gino mentioned he was working on the paperwork, despite previously telling Jasmine it was filed. She was furious at Gino for misleading her, and another fight broke out. Jasmine was tired of relying on Gino for everything, and he made her feel like she was indebted to him. In the 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Season 8 Tell-All, Gino confirmed he had finally filed the paperwork after 7 months. This would allow Jasmine to get a driver's license and work authorization. However, Jasmine was still unhappy the process had taken so long. Gino remarked that he was unmotivated to file the paperwork due to the state of his relationship, which is unfair, considering most of Jasmine's unhappiness in her marriage was due to her feeling trapped. Gino holding Jasmine's residency status over her head created a toxic dynamic that made her resentful of him, adding to her anger. Gino and Jasmine's intimacy issues plagued their married life. Despite the strong connection they had in the early stages of their relationship, after their marriage, their intimacy suffered and caused endless arguments. Jasmine often spoke about feeling unloved and unattractive because Gino did not show interest in her. Gino's response was to blame the way Jasmine treated him. Jasmine tended to yell and say hurtful things to Gino when she was angry, which made him feel like dirt. When Gino and Jasmine arrived at their accommodation for the tell-all, Jasmine refused to share a room with Gino or allow him to see her getting dressed. She stated that her condition was for him to have sex with her. Jasmine's ultimatum further upsets Gino, making him even less interested in intimacy. Gino and Jasmine's opposing personalities left them caught in a spiral of anger and disconnection. Jasmine alleged on 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, that Gino's addiction to pornography was the reason he did not want to be intimate with her. She claimed he would rather get gratification from watching pornography than from being intimate with his wife. Gino denied the allegation, calling Jasmine a liar and again blaming his lack of desire on Jasmine's anger. Gino said Jasmine brought up pornography as a way to avoid responsibility for her role in their marital problems. In the tell-all, Jasmine further explained Gino's obsession with pornography. She said whenever she left their house, she would have to be mindful when returning home, so she didn't catch him in the act. Jasmine then alleged that she found evidence of Gino searching for pornography of his ex a few weeks before filming the tell-all. Her hurt over Gino's disinterest grew when she discovered he was fantasizing about another woman from his past. When pressed about the details of her intimacy problems with Gino, Jasmine claimed they had not been intimate in nearly 8 months. Gino disagreed, instead saying it had been 4 or 5 months. The tell-all episodes were filmed less than a year into Gino and Jasmine's marriage. Going such a long time without intimacy is a bad sign for newlyweds, and their disagreement hints at another problem in their marriage. Jasmine and Gino's lack of communication was a source of their marital woes. They repeatedly fought about the same issues, but they didn't make any progress toward a resolution. Jasmine grew increasingly angry, while Gino shut down and denied any underlying issues. This resulted in never reaching an understanding, and each fight drove their marriage further apart. Jasmine said she was becoming afraid to initiate it out of fear of rejection. She claimed that when their relationship was going well, Gino would purposely pick a fight to avoid being intimate. In her most shocking confession during the tell-all, Jasmine said she had never seen her husband naked. She claimed Gino would turn out the lights or get under the covers before fully undressing. Jasmine said Gino has a problem with her seeing him naked. Gino again denied Jasmine's allegation, but when he offered one example of them being in the tub together, she reminded him he was wearing underwear. Gino's inability to strongly defend himself gives credence to Jasmine's claim. While Gino and Jasmine haven't confirmed their current relationship status, the state of their marriage on the 90-day Fiancé, happily ever after, tell-all was beyond repair. They each appear hurt and exhausted by one another. Gino and Jasmine couldn't have a productive conversation, and their continued fighting meant their intimacy had no hope of being restored.